they don't make it very far. They tend to have less success, less accomplishment, because sooner or later, the real stays, the fake drifts off. Okay? So part of being real is having a great and outstanding attitude. I want to take a moment to look at that. Attitude, a settled way of thinking, meaning this is your perspective. This is the way you have your opinions formed, your outlook on life, thinking or feeling about something or someone. It could be me, it could be your friend, it could be your mom, it could be your boss, it could be someone or something. School, work, government, this store, this machine, something. And that typically is reflected in your behavior. How many people do you know, generally, who are really happy, walk around with a frown on their face? Like they have a good attitude, they're energetic. How many people have a good attitude and you see them frown on their face? I'm not talking RBF. For those of you who don't know what I'm referring to, just look that up. Okay, I'm not referring to that. But how many people who have a good attitude, positive attitude, happy attitude, walk around with a frown? I would venture to have you find somebody that does. Because when your attitude is higher energy, positive, happy, excited, when that's your attitude, it's hard to be down. It just really is. Okay? So real people, they do that. Here's the 3 behaviors of what a real attitude looks like. 1, they listen, they pay attention. Because their attitude says, I want to get better, I want to grow, I want to find ways to make me better, I don't want to have injury, and I want to be successful. So I'm going to listen to those who might be able to give me insight, information that helps me grow, and I want to pay attention to what they do so that way I can be better. Right? Tomorrow we're in the weight room. Again, I can't emphasize this enough. Every time we walk in there, it's a great place, but it can be a dangerous place if you go in there and you don't listen and you don't pay attention. You could trip, you could fall, you could do an exercise incorrectly, and now you have an injury that's debilitating you or hurting you for a couple weeks. Second, displays positive body language regardless of personal performance. Okay? I coach basketball here, and if I see a guy on the floor, okay, trying to perform, and his shoulders are slouched, his chin is down, eyes just staring at the ground in front of him, I want him out of the game ASAP. Like, it's just gone. Come take a seat. Because when that body language is down, you're not going to be able to perform the way you want to perform. I know it's hard. There's times where you're in the weight room, or you're doing a game, or just doing something in your life, and it's not going the way you want it to go. But if your body language is this, you're not going to get any better doing that. So work on the body language that showcases, hey, even when I'm feeling I'm in a hard spot, I can still overcome it. And then finally, able to accept mistakes. Because if your attitude says, if I make one mistake, I'm done, you're never going to advance, you're never going to grow. Look at the best of the best. They've made mistake after mistake after mistake, but they've gotten better from that. So that leads me to this question. I want you to talk somewhat loudly at your table, okay? What is the biggest or hardest, most difficult challenge you have ever had to face in your entire life? 30 seconds with the table. Ready, set, go. Biggest challenge you've ever had to face in your life.
What's the biggest challenge you've had?
My biggest challenge what you talked about.
Do it again.
10.
You said you would take you around.
2, 1. Coming back in 3. Coming back in 2. Coming back in 1. Let's think here. Biggest challenge you have had to face. Can I get 3 examples from the crowd? Biggest problem, biggest challenge you had to face. Technology.
No. My nails are canceling on me today. That's my biggest problem right now.
Biggest problem, we just found it. We thought we had it. So you have a canceled appointment. Challenge, you wanted to get something done, somebody canceled it on you, you got that person or thing that canceled. Biggest challenge you've ever had to face.
Sandra, what'd you say? He's saying on a diet.
Okay, no, like that is. You know how many people, guys? You know how many people try to form a new physical or nutritional habit? They want to start it. The intentions are good, right? No one ever goes into something and says, "Hey, I don't want to do this," and they give up on it because, well, I just don't care anymore. It's extremely hard. It's extremely hard. New Year's resolution, statistics will show most people will give up 3 weeks in. It's extremely hard. That is a challenge. Understand, people are facing these challenges every single day. Which is why, again, ask you for the biggest challenge you've ever had to face. Got one? What do we got? Yes, right. That's a challenge. That's a hard thing to do. You got a friend, you're like, I kind of want to cut ties. They're not doing me any good. It's tough to do because you don't want to have any of that flashback on you. I'll give you one example of mine. So this right here is a insulin pump. I use this because my pancreas decided to stop working when I was 6. Okay? So this is literally what will keep me alive. Now you're like, Carmel, it's not on you right now. How are you living? I gave a shot of insulin earlier so I could take this off and use it as a visual. All right? But this device literally keeps me alive. If I decide, without doing what I did earlier, to just go a day without having this on, the odds are I would probably die by the end of the day, just being flat, or I'd go into a diabetic coma.
Do you charge it?
No, it does have a battery, but I have to replace the battery every so often. And if it runs out of insulin, like for instance, this tube filled with insulin, tube connects to me, drips insulin, so that way I don't have to give 8 million shots every single day. Okay, that was no fun. So literally, this is something I have to live with. I'm not trying to get any sympathy, but I'm just trying to show you that this is a challenge I have to face every single day. And if I decide this challenge is not worth it anymore, I don't care about it, I will die. I can't just be like, well, I'll forget about it for a couple days and just kind of get back into it. This challenge is real, and I have to face it every single day. So when you're wondering why I sometimes geek out or nerd out about doing things physical wellness-wise or mental wellness-wise, like that's part of the reason, because I know if I don't take care of my one mind, one heart, one body, I'm going to die. It's flat out. So that's why I'm kind of biased in terms of the stuff that we do, because I see the benefit to it.
Yeah. Also, just ask me if you were ever fat.
I hit a growth spurt. So when I was 7, 8, 9, I was like this, a little bit like this, and then all of a sudden I hit a growth spurt. I went from that and then a little bit taller. So we'll see. It happened. It happened. There are pictures. There are pictures. Okay. I'm asking for your time here. I want to hush over the crowd. Derek Redmond getting ready to run the 400-meter semifinal in the Olympics. 400 meters, 1 lap around the track. So we did 2, he did 1. I want you to take a look at how he had to handle his challenge, his obstacle, amongst grave defeat.
Back at Olympic Stadium in Barcelona, coming up to the men's 400-meter semifinals. Here are the lane assignments. Steve Lewis in lane 3. Top 4 to Wednesday's final. Steve Lewis in lane 3. Alberto Hernandez out quickly in 4. Now down the backstretch.
Ismael on the left of the screen is running very, very quickly. And inside of Lewis, Sunday Bada of Nigeria.
And Derek Redmond of Great Britain has pulled up with an injury. Redmond is out.
Derek Redmond, the British record holder, and an important member of that British 4x400 meter relay team, as he doesn't want anybody to help him.
It'll be Lewis to win in 44.50.
Look at this. He's going to try to finish his semifinal race. The British have a certain tradition of running, which you have to respect.
A bizarre finish to this first semifinal of the men's 400 meters. Derek Redmond of Great Britain pulled up with an injury halfway down the back stretch. He's fighting off those trying to help him to finish the race in his lane. And now the pain too much. rallied throughout Olympic Stadium as Redmond, with assistance this time, approaches the finish line he had wanted so desperately to reach. And that is the Olympic streak.
Imagine, if you will, that you work 4 years every single day. I'm no mathematician, but 4 years times 365, big number. Okay? Imagine you work 4 straight years every single day, trying to work to be at your best for this one race. 4 years, not a day, not a week, not a couple weeks. 4 years. Okay, so right now, okay, you're not going to imagine you started after you finished 5th grade and you've been working 4 years until something for today. All that time. And then 14 seconds into that race, hamstring pull. 14 years, or 4 years. I haven't had one. I've talked to some teammates who have had hamstring pulls. It is painful. It is not the most pleasant feeling injury to have. The hamstring is the muscle in the back, the posterior side of your leg. Pulled it, okay? He had 2 options in that instance. Do I continue the race, or do I call it quits? Do I stop? This is a challenge. He got hurt. The race is still going on, okay? Just like your race is still going on. He decided to, though limp, though finish way behind everybody else, not going to make it to a medal round at all, he decided to finish. And then it got so unbearable, as you noticed, that he had someone come on the track with him. It happened to be his dad, who helped him cross the finish line. So 2 things there. 1, don't give up, don't stop. Because it's going to get hard, it's going to get difficult, there's going to be injuries and bumps and bruises along the way for you accomplishing whatever your real project is or outside the real project. 2, take some support. It's hard to sometimes do some of the things alone. And when you got your teammates, they can be the ones to say, hey, I know you're hurt right now, I know you're bruised up, let me help you get that across that finish line because I want you to finish. Because I don't want you to stop. 2 options there. Derek thankfully chose the option to continue going on, which is the inspiration behind what we're doing today. Okay? Don't work, please don't work. I'm going to give you time. You have plenty of time. I want to explain, I want to go over an example, and then I got a 50-50 raffle. Okay? Here's the explanation. Page 17 is our goal today. You're going to identify 3 challenges or problems. A challenge could be anything that is a demanding task, a hardship. It creates adversity. It creates an obstacle literally in your way of getting to where you want to go. Okay? So we want the nails painted. We want the nails done. Nail tech canceled. That is a challenge. How do I get my nails fixed? 2, what a problem. It could be something that, guys, again, I'm going to give you time to work. It hinders your ability to accomplish your goal. So, for instance, all right, if I twist my ankle, no one has to twist an ankle, right? If I twist my ankle, guys, I want to give you your time, and it's my right ankle, and tomorrow we're doing goblet step-ups, meaning one leg is on a bench, we're stepping on up. If my right ankle is injured, I'm not going to be able to do that tomorrow. Just not, because I'm not going to be able to put the pressure on that. So I could, again, do 1 of 2 things. I could just say, hey, I'm going to take the next 5-6 weeks off, not do anything, kind of just sit down and coast and not get myself better, which means then your legs are going to be weaker because taking 5-6 weeks off of exercise does have an effect on your muscles. Or I could say, instead of doing the step up, I still want to work out my legs. So here's what I'll do instead. I'll do the leg extension. That's that machine that you sit down and then you extend with the pad on your shins, taking the weight and pressure off your ankle, but you can still work out your legs. So it's a way to say, that's the challenge. I hurt my ankle. The solution, the answer to that problem or challenge, is something that I could do to make sure I don't get stopped, that I can still finish the race to accomplish my goal. Okay? Probability before we get going. Flipping a coin. There's 2 sides of the coin. One side is a heads, the other side is a tails. 2 sides. If I flip this coin, throw it up in the air, it's tails. There's a 50-50 chance that it's heads. There's a 50-50 chance that it's tails. Guys, let's think. You could boil down just about everything you do in your life to a 50-50 win-loss probability. I get it, there's things that cause other options, that other circumstances, but more or less, 50% success, 50% failure. 50% heads, 50% tails. But that doesn't have to be the way you approach life. Not at all. Matter of fact, here's what I'll do. I guarantee this is going to be heads right here. Guarantee it. Not even gonna look. I guarantee it's going to be heads. Caleb, can you help me out?
Can I have $1?
Guarantee it's going to be heads. How about you owe me $1 if it's heads?
Nah.
I looked at it. What is it? Heads. I'm going to double down. I bet it'll be heads twice. Twice in a row. Okay? Twice in a row. So Hannah,
Give me $2.
I need you to vouch for me. There it is. Throw it 3 times. What is it? Double down.
Just say tails.
3 times. 3 times. I'm gonna test my logic. 3 times. 3 times. 3 times.
Mister, there's 2 coins. Mister.
Isaiah, what do you see there? See heads.
So there's 2
I've never lost a day in my life. I've never failed a day in my life. What are you talking about? Never lost a day in my life. Here's why I've never lost a day in my life. Again, 50-50 win-loss record, right? Chance that I might fail, chance that I might succeed. If I fail, and I accept the failure, then it is an utter and complete disaster. It is a huge failure. It will stop you. However, if I fail, 50% chance of failure, and I say, you know what? I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to grow from it. I'm going to make better choices. I'm going to do things even better the next time so that way I can still develop myself. I don't consider that a failure. I consider that growth. I consider that getting 1% better every single day. And yes, you might have to create your own luck. This is a double-sided penny.
What did I say? What did I say?
Okay.
What did I say?
So, spoiler, double-sided penny. I knew it was going to be heads either way, but sometimes in order to create your own success and to overcome challenges, you got to find ways to overcome it, right? You got to be sometimes a little manipulative to say, I'm not going to lose. I'm going to find ways to get better, to grow, okay? And that's what I want you guys to do, not only here, but I want you to take that out into your everyday life. To get 1% better. To understand that you will never ever fail, like I've never failed, because I won't take that failure and say that is it.
You think we should cheat?
Yes, that's the moral lesson I'm trying to tell you. Just cheat.
Alright.
No.
You were right.
So, the rest of your time here today is page 17. You need to identify 3 challenges or problems to your wellness objective. I can't emphasize this enough. Your wellness objective is whatever you did when we first started on page 15. Okay? So it is not just, hey, my challenge started to steal Abby's again, but it's not your nail tech just canceled on you. I understand, that's a challenge, that's a problem, okay? But it probably is not connected to whatever your wellness objective is. So we're not just coming up with 3 random challenges or issues. They have to connect with your wellness objective, the thing that you want to connect with. Okay? Again, challenge, I want to be able to squat 500 pounds. I have an ankle injury today. What can I do? I can't do exercises on my ankle for the next 5 weeks. Okay? How do I heal my ankle? So that way I'm back quicker, it's stronger. So that way I can accomplish my goal of 500 or whatever yours is. Okay? It's connecting to your page 15 I want to. All right? That's what we're connecting to. If you have questions or you're like, hey, can we talk this challenge solution out? Call me over so I can address your particular question or circumstance, okay? But we are finishing page 17 today. That's going to keep you on track for our October 4th check-in, where 4 things will be due for the Real Project, all right? Time to work begins now.
Hey, I'll give you $3 if you want.
Why do you have so much plastic, bro?
That's how it ruins you.
Are you still in dollars?
No, listen, even if I gave you how much,
This is yours.
they do I put this on my list?
I'll take the other
Yeah, I'm gonna catch this kid working at home.
That's a big sign.
Even if I didn't have it on, bro, still. Still ugly.
I look away.
Matthew, what if we get
Ugly. Okay, give me There's bigger catfish than Macy.
That's not coming on. I'm gonna go throw it away. Move out of my way. Let it dry, blow on it. Blow on it.
You don't even tell what it is.
A little harder. Yeah, he's not making a mess.
How does she handle you?
Can I ask him a question?
You forget you yeah, you like more than you don't
Maggots covered in here.
In her hair, and like boom with two balls on the side, bro. Yeah, she looks like the Travis Scott bitch.
Did you go ugly as well?
Dude, you wanted Morgan. You wanted Morgan. You wanted Morgan.
That's good.
You wanted Morgan. You wanted Morgan. Yes, you did. Shut up. You wanted her. Hey,
Big difference.
I was like, Penny.
Ask a question, bud. Let me see if I can someone told me this is like Matthew Renz.
Wait, who is that?
No idea, like a pair of shoes.
Alessandro, give me a piece. I literally gave you $1. I gave you $1. You're gonna eat that whole thing. Dude, I can't touch it.
Was that the 80s and then throw it at someone?
Good idea.
You melt, They use those to clean the stains on the walls.
That's what
Yeah.
If you go inside, they have like, you go inside over the weekend, you see a whole bunch of hairs.
See, I can't because how ugly this girl is, bro. Did your girls like Medusa?
It's double sided.
I bet it's tails.
Can I see it?
Hey, pay me $15,000 if it says.
Don't tear it apart. I use it. It's my visual aid. So I use it. Success or failure never fails. Always succeed. Or talk to the basketball and say, hey, I'm super confident in this side. Be confident like you know you have a double-sided coin. You know it has every single time. If you approach it like that, no. So here's what's going to happen. 2 weeks before, we're going to make sure that we got it. So we're gonna have the checker. You'll submit it. So as long as you complete 17 today, you're on track. You're on pace.
Bro, your girl look at the bro.
And you broke all of it too.